After a week off, I want to begin by thanking Generalissimo and Kurt Schlichter and Mark Davis and Ed Morrissey. They did a fabulous job filling in for me last week when I was just taking my every 4-year vacation after the presidential once the dust has settled. And usually that week is a kind of a quiet week, 3 weeks after an election. That was not the case because Donald Trump is moving at the speed of light. And the president-elect has named his entire cabinet. And I'll run down that for you. I just want to say first, thanks to everyone who filled in for me. They did a fabulous job. Got lots of comments throughout the week, how much you enjoyed it. And I want to say thank you for your continued prayers and best wishes to Dennis Prager. We've actually posted a banner at hughhewitt.com that you can add your best wishes to Dennis as he continues his recovery. And we'll keep you posted as we get developments here. But we do appreciate, and Dennis certainly, and Sue certainly appreciate your prayers. And I stay in touch with Alan about Dennis. I'm going to fill in for Dennis for the first half of his Caribbean cruise that he takes after Thanksgiving. So I will not be here Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of next week. Then Mike Gallagher is going to spell me on the boat, and I'm going to come back for Thursday and Friday of next week. That's all mechanics. I am glad to be back. Let me run down for you what Donald Trump did in 1 week. Attorney General Pam Bondi. This is fabulous, by the way. She is terrific. Pam Bondi, I've only interviewed her in person once. She's been on the program a few times. Is smart, smart, smart. And she knows how to run a massive DOJ because Florida's is pretty big. She has already announced, or it has already been announced, that her deputy attorney general will be Todd Blanche. The DAG, as it is called, is in charge of all criminal matters in the Department of Justice. And Todd Blanche is a veteran of the United States Office of Justice up in New York, the Southern District of New York. He ran the criminal division within the Southern District of New York. He knows what he's doing. Andy McCarthy vouches for him. He did a great job and will eventually be exonerated in the New York case. The sham case, he laid enough traps for Alvin Bragg that even if Juan Merchan, the pretend kangaroo court judge, doesn't toss it out, it'll be tossed out on appeal. It's such a joke. At the same time, John Sauer has been named Solicitor General. This is a big deal because the Solicitor General is called the 10th Justice. I hope he goes in. I just finished reading this book, The Mies Revolution, which I have reviewed for the Washington Free Beacon this weekend. I'll talk to Vic Mattis at the bottom of the hour. Justice is vast. It's 115,000 people, and you get 50 political appointees, but one of them is the SG, the Solicitor General, and John Sauer is a great pick. Now, I want him to move all of the career Deputy Solicitor Generals out one at a time. Don't do it in a Saturday Night Massacre fashion. Just every month, one of the career go out and a new person comes in so that, as happened in the Mies Revolution, you do not have 20 deputy solicitor generals fighting with the administration's attempt to change the law back to its originalist intent. We are waiting on the Office of Legal Counsel. We're waiting on the National Security Division, the Natural Resources Division, the Office of Civil Rights, Division of Civil Rights. There's a lot to be done at Justice. But John Sauer, he's a Duke undergrad, Notre Dame, Oxford, then he went to Harvard Law School. He was a Chuck Cooper associate. He clerked for Mike Luttig and then Justice Scalia. He's fabulous. So we're doing well at Justice. HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy, disruptor. He was part of the key coalition for Donald Trump. I am 100% for his being nominated and confirmed. I believe he will be. If anything goes amiss, you fire him. But the HHS is a giant blob of nothing getting done well or on time. That is a great deal, as is Dr. Oz over at Medicare and Medicaid. It helps to be eloquent and competent. And Dr. Oz is both. He was, by the way, a fabulous surgeon, as the commentary fellows made the point last week. He knows medicine. He knows this stuff cold. And Dr. Oz will be able to communicate in an eloquent fashion about the competent things he is doing to make Medicare and Medicaid work. Over at OMB, Russ Vought is back. And Russ with John Campbell's, I believe, chief of staff, but he is a John Campbell clone. He knows the budget. I hope he is ready to push GDP on defense up to 3.5%, then 4%. I hope that Russ Vought and the new National Security Advisor, Michael Waltz, gets together and they go to join two people designated by the House of Representatives Speaker, Mike Johnson, two people designated by the new incoming Majority Leader John Thune, and that those 6 people roll out on the budget and reconciliation. There is no reason that the budget ought not to be done by the end of February. It could be done by the end of January. And you need a budget resolution, including the projected deficit, in order to, without the filibuster, you need trailing bills. But the budget reconciliation process allows the Congress to pass a budget. The budget can say we're going to have a $3 trillion deficit this year, and we're going to make the Trump tax cuts permanent. We're going to revise and extend them. They're going to take the tax off of tips. They're going to increase the SALT deduction. They're going to do a few other things. Get that done. I'll write a long column about this for Fox News tomorrow. But the budget and reconciliation process has got to move as fast as Trump has with his cabinet. UN Ambassador, we already know, Elise Stefanik. Border Czar Tom Homan. Great, great, great. Pete Hegseth will have some trouble in confirmation, but if you listen to Megyn Kelly's broadcast, where she eviscerated the alleged report about, well, it's not an alleged report, it's actually a police report with allegations that do not appear very credible to Megyn Kelly or to me. But it will be an ugly hearing, but I think he'll get through it. Doug Collins is going to be great for Veterans Affairs. Doug Burgum is a fabulous pick for Interior. I cannot tell you how happy I am about this. If he just shutters the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, which put out a press release over the weekend that they're protecting giraffes now. It is the worthless, most useless part of the Department of the Interior, but we'll wait and see what Doug Burgum does. He's also chairman of the National Energy Council. Tomorrow I will write that in that position and in the reconciliation budget process, they can authorize 100, 200, 500 small modular reactors to power up America and the growth that we need. Chris Wright will be on the National Energy Council with him as the Department of Energy person. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy was on this show back when he was in Congress. He's terrific. He's fabulous. We're looking at Howard Lutnick. I do not know. He's going to run Commerce. Commerce is kind of the giant octopus of everything else, but I'm sure he'll do a fine job if he could run Fitzgerald Cantor. He can run Commerce. Linda McMahon is going to be great at education. She is, again, eloquent and competent and in favor of school choice. Terrific. Scott Bessent, I do not know. The markets are reacting well this morning. More on that. Lori Chavez de Reamer is from the West Coast, defeated in her reelection bid. Diversity at the Secretary of Labor, kind of a liberal Republican, fine by me. William McGinley is going to be White House counsel. Secretary, U.S. Ambassador to NATO is Matt Whitaker, who was the acting Attorney General in the old days. Kristi Noem's going to Homeland Security. That's great. Scott Turner, NFL cornerback, going to be over at HUD. I'm going to look forward to that. John Ratcliffe going over to the agency. Terrific. Tulsi Gabbard, DNI. People are losing their minds over Tulsi. It's a different perspective around the table. I think it's crazy to accuse her of being a Russian asset. That's really slanderous. I do not believe that is the case. She will answer questions about why did you sit down with Assad. I think the Senate will be happy with that. Lee Zeldin going to EPA. Hooray, 5 stars. We've got Marty McCary going over to the FDA commissioner. The doctor has been on a lot. We need an unconventional thinking at FDA. Brooke Rollins going to agriculture, senior advisor to Trump for a long, long time. CDC, David Weldon, I really do not know, but I trust Trump on this. Brendan Carr is fabulous. He's going to the FCC. Free speech warrior. Dan Scavino, great good humor, great goodwill, deputy chief of staff. Stephen Miller is there to enforce the president's desire to make the border wall real, begin the deportation, especially of the 1.2 million with deportation orders. I do not know James Blair, but I'm sure if you're going to be the head of Ledge and political affairs and public affairs at the White House, you've got to have Trump's confidence. Taylor Bedowich has been around for a long time. She's going to be at the deputy chief of staff for comms. Stephen Chung is going to be director of comms, and that's great. He did a fine job on the campaign. Sergio Gore is great, going to be over at the Presidential Personnel Office. I am just generally about as happy as can be with these picks. Now we need, and Carolyn Levitt's going to be the press secretary. What a change that's going to be from KJP. What we need is for the Congress to move as fast as the president is moving. By that, I mean they've got to get the budget together. They've got to agree on a top line. They've got to say we're going to run this amount of deficit in the first year to extend the Trump tax cuts and make them permanent, revise them, get the defense spending up. You can do things like conditioning all federal spending for the states on those states having a robust school choice program, at least the equal of Arizona or Florida's or West Virginia's or Ohio's. there's a lot that can be done in budget and reconciliation, and I hope they do get it done. Been an exciting week. All 5-star choices. Trump is moving at the speed of light.